Calgary is in red hot market. And why is that? Welcome back to August Real Estate Market Update to give you a little bit of a hint about why Calgary real estate is hot. The short answer is the inventory. And if you're considering selling your home, contact me for a free and no obligation consultation. Now, let me give you a bigger picture. To those of you following my market updates, I can often sound like a broken record, as each month it seems I'm telling the same high price, hot market story. But this month is just a little bit different, and I'm going to tell you why. The market is just as hot as the weather right now, but how long this boom market will last? Interest rates have increased, and the housing affordability has dominated the headlines recently. So can we expect this trend to continue? Well, in this month's update, I'm going to tell you about how Calgary did in July and what the outlook is for the rest of the year. Calgary's real estate market set some more records in July, with the most sales and the highest prices we have ever seen. And that is mostly old news I've been saying since the beginning of this year, but this month is just a little bit different. So let me tell you what is going on. But first, let's discuss July. When you look at the whole market, average across all property types, we see increased prices and sales across all segments. The benchmark price for an average piece of real estate in Calgary right now is $567,000, up for about 6% from this time last year. Total sales are also up, and just over 2,600 properties. But the real story to watch is not about the prices and sales though, it is about the lack of inventory. There is just not enough properties to purchase, with inventory down by almost 35% from this time last year. Inventory is so low that in fact, the current months of supply metric, or the number of months it would take to sell every house currently available for sale, is only 1.3 months. So basically, a little over 5 weeks of inventory, which is incredibly low. This is very much the seller's market, and I don't think it is likely to change anytime soon. Looking at each of these specific property types, detached benchmark home price is now $690,000. Semi-detached benchmark price is $617,000. Benchmark price for a typical row house in Calgary right now is $407,500, and apartment condos are $306,000. All of these property types are around 10% higher in price than they were just at the same time last year. You might think that tight markets like this are good for our industry, but they actually present quite a few challenges, because with fewer listings coming to the market, with all of them flying off the shelves so fast, it can be very challenging to make a move from one house to another. So what do you do if you want to make a move? Do you wait it out for an easier market to trade in, or do you need to jump right away? Well, to make your decision, it might help to take a look of what is fueling the fire to our hot market in Calgary and pretty much across all of the province. We have seen some headlines recently that give us a bit of a sneak peek for how things are going to go at the federal level, which should tackle down to us regular Calgary consumers. So let's start with the recent cabinet shuffle of senior ministers by Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He moved a few players around, and most relevant to our discussion, we now have a new housing minister, Shane Fraser. Interestingly, Fraser is leaving behind the role of immigration minister in order to step over the housing. Two factors very much related to housing affordability. I bring this up because as immigration minister, the Fraser is in charge over the largest single inflow of immigrants Canada has ever seen, when Canada added over 1 million new immigrants in 2022. In fact, Canada's population growth of 2.7% in 2022 ranks as one of the highest in the world and puts us in the top 20 countries for overall growth. So it should be no secret that the quickest way to calm our real estate market should be to slow down immigration and allow the development industry some time to breathe and actually catch up with the supply levels needed to stabilize price growth. After all, More people means more demand for both rental and retail housing, right? Well, you can be sure that the new housing minister isn't going to want to make himself look bad and call for a reduction in immigration to make it easier on him on his new job. So the key metric here is the housing demand. More people moving to our country is unlikely to change. Demand will stay stronger and prices will continue to increase because it's much easier to let someone into Canada than to build a home for them. Check out this graph from data available on Statistic Canada website and the Canadian Real Estate Association. It shows that the recent demand for housing has increased with significantly more immigration, but given the consistent supply coming from the construction industry, it means only one thing: increased prices. For this to change, we will need all three levels of government to agree to the solution to accommodate such a high levels of immigration and increase the supply. Canada has never been undertaken a truly united approach on housing reforms, and it probably won't happen now. So, we can expect tight market and low inventory levels to continue for as long as the immigration stays elevated to the extent it has never been seen before. Now, another issue affecting inventory and movement is interest rates. And we just saw another bump issued by Bank of Canada as a few weeks ago to bring the key lending rate right at the level of 5 in an attempt to slow down inflation and perhaps demand for housing. But it is just not working, as we can see from the month's sales statistics in Calgary. People value housing, they don't expect prices to drop anytime soon, so they are agreeing to pay more and more money for their homes. And it takes financial sense too. As long as the price increase at a single level digit rate, homeowner equity growth will outpace the debt Canadians take on to buy homes, which will help the party going for years to come. Payments are getting higher though, and there is no doubt about it. But will interest rates keep going up? Highly respected CIBC economist Benjamin Toll suggests that Bank of Canada wants to see interest rates coming before the loans taken out in 2020 and 2021 mature, as half of the mortgages held were written in those post-pandemic years when the government issued a lot of free money and banks allowed homeowners to suspend payments and redo their mortgages in the face of pandemic uncertainty. So, if you were thinking of trading up or buying a house, perhaps consider a variable rate mortgage or shorter-term fixed-rate mortgage so that you can take advantage of decreasing rates in a few years' time. Anyway, Calgary's market is still very healthy. We currently sit at less than a half of an average sale price of both Vancouver and Toronto, which give us the competitive advantage for attracting more people and businesses to our city. I don't think this is likely to change anytime soon either, so there is a good bet you will see me again next month talking about record prices and record sales in our market once again. Well, thank you for staying with me to the end, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great August.